sometimes it's better to come back to what we have been talking about, so you can think about.
Yes.
There is also a lot of information, so it's better to record.
Yes.
So, well, look, if you mean it serious, then it is something that takes quite a lot of time, the sharing. So we have to be sure that you mean it serious. Otherwise, I will spend a lot of time on something that at the end will not bring the value. So try to think firstly if you are very, very serious in the matter of the development, because it will take me a lot of time.
Yes.
And you probably understand that I cannot split my life in too many of students.
True.
So then if you are serious, then we can work out together, and I can find every at least every week, but even 2 times a week, a time to work on, because without the time it will not work out.
Yes.
You know, you might be trying to find a lot of things by your own self, but then you would be a slow turtle going through a lot of ages and troubles. So the best is to find the humbleness to learn from other people, and simply then later on you will choose what is for yourself or however.
Okay.
So, so now, anytime I will be in touch with you, I'd like to split that talk into, one is a practical part, which is actually the most needed thing, because it does not matter that much what you think in your mind, to be honest.
Yes.
Because there's a matter of change, you know. The most important is doing it, really confronting the body, nerve system, the mind, and by techniques. So, of course, that you are very well educated person with bright mind, and we might be discussing all your opinions about the whole matters of the life. But like this, we could spend the life talking. And it wouldn't bring anything, actually. Just maybe, you would feel good with me, or I would feel good with you. But this is not why we meet. So forget what you think, and forget what I think, because this is issue which will be changing by the time. Let us focus on practice only, and the practice will bring results. And then in the second part of our sharing, you will have a place for your questions, or then you can inquire actually, because this sharing by talk is also important for motivation. And that is also important to enlighten some of the blind paths you might be going, like I have personally spent many, many years on studying texts and on doing all kind of things. And nowadays I regret it, because my body was young. And in that time, I supposed to fully use my body, mental forces, until I was young. And then you can read the text when you are old guy, it will not run away.
Yes.
So, to start with, we have the 3 major things to start, or maybe a little bit more, but the very important topic will be to talk about your like a daily routine. What you do with your senses, eyes, ears, mouth. So of course it includes diet. Diet, what you eat, when you eat it, how you live. So this will be one subject that should be clarified, because there is a supportive living for a yogi, and then there is, of course, unsupportive.
Yes.
So this is a good beginning to clarify in the second part of our talk. Then now you had some injury, probably you fell off motorcycle, it looked like. Did you?
Yes.
Okay, so we need to wait until your scratches and some wounds, you know. So I understand that the stretching of the skin or even working with the joints might be a bit painful now. So at this point, choose asanas, the practices that somehow does not create pain, and just do not let the mind to excuse your accident and get in the point, I'll be not doing anything now until I will fully recover. Because that would be a great mistake. Your mind will be searching this kind of weaknesses the rest of your life. And your life will be full of all kind of accidents, physical, mental, with your breath. You can hear my voice, you know, like my vocal cords are still sick a bit. There's some cold inside of me. So do not search the excuse to bypass or postpone your sadhana, your practices. So we can do less of it. We can do it more slow. We can split it in a double length of time or even in 2 days, but still don't let anything influence your sadhana until the fever comes. Yes. So forget your feelings. Absolutely. Do you want to win over this game? You have to somehow don't take your feelings so serious, because your mind is in power of your feelings. Your feelings is a game of your mind. So once you will be too serious with your feelings, you will slowly but certainly neglect your sadhana. So do you feel bad? Okay, take more time, do it more gentle, make some small exceptions, but very, very little ones. But do the sadhana, however you feel. Are you tired? Do it more slow. You understand? But it has to be done. Whatever feelings you have. Otherwise, your mind starts to use your feelings as a weapon. Simply influence your will, because the mind is very powerful. It creates anything. It can create sickness easily and any kind of feeling. So let us put feelings aside. We will go practical sadhana, however we feel. But we will not overstrain. We can split it in longer batch of time and so on. You are a clever man, you understand what I mean. So don't get in the trap of feelings. This is one of the huge traps at the beginning of yoga, and many people don't understand it. They want to do yoga when they feel well, but it is opposite. You have to do it however you feel. And otherwise, that is the training of the mind, that the mind cannot use any weapons on yourself, because you will not stop. Just maybe you slow down, which is many times now I'm very much slowed down with this kind of little sick body. Good, so this is clear. Now, we need to split the practice in 2 sessions a day, not 1. It's not good for nerve system. Yeah, the 2 times a day, it's better to do less 2 times than more 1 time. For in the you have to always watch the very further distance of the time. So like this we do. And as we said, in asana, you are experienced enough. You choose at this point what does not harm your injuries, and you do what you can. Just don't find excuse. So work on the muscles, abdominal muscles, back muscles, you know, whatever. You can work out with your clavicular or whatever, you know, where is no injury. So let us put asana aside. I already wrote you some of the basic of how to practice asana, and please take this very serious, because if you practice the same exercise with different attitudes, then you actually end up in gymnastics. So from outside there will be the same movement of the body, it will look the same, but it will not be asana. So if you want to practice asana, don't forget always heartbeat with you. That feeling of heartbeat is the actually measurement of your focus, of your sensitivity. There might be people who are not able to do. So try if you are. Are you able make movements with your body and do not lose the concentration on the heartbeat? That's a good sign. If you will be not able, then we will work out other things with it. But try keep heartbeat all the time. That's the measure of your sensitivity. Is there heartbeat? You are doing well. You are in the depth of sensitivity. Is there not heartbeat? Maybe your mind switch on some kind of robotic, So many people practice asana without awareness. And that heartbeat is that sign of that awareness. That's the major, very gross awareness, but try this one. So I will want next time you answer me if you are able to keep heartbeat during a practice of asana. All right. Then second thing, what we have been saying is that you have to move according the breath. So you never breathe according the move. It is a big mistake. So you breathe very slow and very gently. And by the time what we will learn in pranayama will slowly help you in the practice of asana. Of course, it will all match together after time. But now try to breathe in a very relaxed way. Do not hold any retentions. Of course, there might be asanas that you hold some more difficult, so there can be a short retention after inhale. But do not get this habit. Contrary. Try to get a habit. I'm moving my hand up, I'm inhaling slowly, and I'm not holding the breath at all, and I'm slowly exhaling again. So there will be some kind of like a dancer motion inside of your body that you will have a very gentle moves according to the breath. But be sure that your movement is precise. When I lift up the hand, I don't lift it somehow. But I will lift it perfectly precisely, like a very, very detailed way. So that synchronizing of the movement according breath. We have a heartbeat all the time. Yes. And then we started practicing two different types of breath. One was a relaxing one. So whatever practice you do, you try in a final position, again in absolute, like you surrender, you give up to gravity, and you are working on gently prolonging the exhale, so your body is melting and everything is like getting more and more loose. So this is one type of breath you have to learn, how to switch off as many muscles in the body. How to switch off the nerve system, simply give up, melt yourself. So this is one of the types of breath. In every asana you tried. If you are extremely advanced, you are in very complicated asana. Maybe you are standing on your head, whatever you're doing, but there you are totally relaxed. And most of your muscles are not tense. And because you switch off so many muscles, you can stay in asana. If you don't switch off the muscles, you start to have pain in the body. Your oxygen will get decreased from the muscles and so on. So this is actually how we do. And you have to start with this attitude from absolute beginning. Because if you start to learn like this kind of army practices of asana, it is very hard to change later because there are these wrong habits.
Yes.
So, and the second type of breath is that one with movement. But we don't do retentions. We just try to make a dancer-like movements, but very precise at the end. Later, we will add more types of breath. We will make it much more complicated. But at this point, you are working on two. Inhaling, going slowly, gently into exhale, and exhale going to the inhale according to the movement. And you are very relaxed, and your breath is going very easy. It must become very natural to you, like the dancer. And then the second one will be trying to absolutely relax in final position, making your exhales longer.
Okay.
Good. So, and that's enough because you will see there are quite a lot of asanas. You can try all kinds of asanas with these two attitudes of breath.
Okay.
Usually I start with the first attitude. You will realize in some asana it's better to start relaxing and then make that movement in it. And the other asanas is better to start with that movement and then going relaxing. Yeah, but this brings practice. So now we leave asana because you are experienced enough and you can work out with these two ideas. And we will talk about some results next time. Okay. So now, after you practice asana, you have to be very sure that you somehow balance the straightening the body and making it flexible. It would be a great mistake if you focus on flexibility only, which is quite typical in the modern attitudes. So be careful, the muscle needs to increase the strength and then also flexibility. So we are always working. That is to choose the right asanas to, like, first you make it relax the muscles, which means you're working on flexibility. Then you work on strength and then again on flexibility. So this is the correct, how you choose the asanas order, which goes first, which goes after. Simply said, whatever is too easy for you to practice has no use. It's waste of time. It's just masturbating of ego. Because it is easy for you, it's natural for you. So why would you do it? It would be just masturbation. So you have to observe your body. Later, the nervous system, mind, it will happen naturally. And simply searching the weaknesses. What's not so well balanced here in this body? And then you realize this technique is too much for me just now. I cannot do so advanced. So I will choose some preparation techniques which are in, but don't do what is easy for you. It's waste of time. Focus on what is confronting you, but which is also not too hard, because which is too hard also might harm you. Like you could harm some strings in the body, or, you know, even harm the joints. Imagine you harm your joints. How you want to be yogi if you harm your knees? You know, this is so essential. So be very careful about your knees. It is about usually the hips. When the hips are closed, usually the power of asana, or even like when you fall on ice or from motorcycle, if your hips are not in a loose condition, it will go on knees.
True.
Yeah, so be very careful about the knees, because the knees are a crucial thing for yogi. We are spending so much time in sitting postures.
Yes.
So that is also why never overstretch the knees or anything else. Do you have a pain from yesterday? You have been practicing too much. Your ego overpowered you.
Okay.
Try to practice the way that the next day you feel it somehow. I feel my abdominal muscles. Yes, I've been working on them yesterday, but it's not too much pain. It is just I'm aware of it. Like I feel that strength in that muscles, you know? So like this is good. And then if you have noticed, I told you that what you practice one day, you don't practice second day.
Yes.
So the body can recover. Yeah? So that is the best way. And like this, we will do maybe 5-6 programs.
Okay.
And you will be, that is so important to work with all the muscles, all the strings. There is a great misunderstanding out of wrong translations of some texts, that people think that they should have some kind of set of 10 practices that you are continuing and that it will be their sadhana. And then they somehow, this is big misconception. It came from wrong understanding, because when you talk sadhana, you don't talk asana, rarely. Actually, rarely, because for sadhana for yogi, asana is the beginner thing. So when we talk of sadhana of yogi, we rarely talk of asana. We talk much more, you know, pranayama, meditation and things. So like this, out of wrong translation, people understand it. So on pranayama, that is so. On pranayama, you are working very, very slowly, step by step. Okay. On the mental processes, also, you are working very much step by step. But these texts are about that which is modernly called Raja Yoga, you know. So there is misunderstanding, asana, shatkarma, and these kind of things must be practiced in a correct way. Never just a chosen few. This would just harm you, you know, it would just harm the body, not help. That's it. Now, let us go for practice. So what we will start today, we will start Laya. Laya is the whole group of techniques. It means to dissolute.
Okay.
What do you want to dissolute? You want to dissolute the body, mind. This is what you want to dissolute. You want to get beyond perception of yourself.
Yes.
Okay. This is high philosophy, well,
Yes.
but that Laya. So what we are doing in Laya is that we are fully relaxing the body, absolute switch of the body,
Okay.
which helps the body for getting energy for another day. And it is very effective. It's more effective than sleeping. If you are master of Laya techniques, you sleep much less in the night because the mind gets it. It's some kind of hormonal things, you know. So it is a system of technique.
Okay.
We will do the first one. You probably know, because you read a lot of books, you know Yoga Nidra, which Satyanand Saraswati mixed up the techniques. You have got into contact with this?
I've not read it because I think he talks about a lot of mantras and all recitations. But if I can say how I practice the Yoga Nidra or sleeping at night, like yesterday also I was going to sleep. So starting with the breath and then letting go of any single point, but being aware of the entire body, like just sensation, vibration, maybe sometime in the leg, sometime in the head, and then just with that pass on to sleep.
Yeah, just deepening the awareness. Nothing against it, but you know, this Yoga Nidra is the state in between conscious and subconscious. This is how we, as a yogis, we call it Yoga Nidra. Yeah, that's the state. Certain state. You are not conscious and you are not subconscious. You are on the edge of conscious subconscious, which is actually the gate to penetrate your subconscious. So, but as I mentioned before, when we talk of Laya, this Swamiji, he has been mixed a lot of techniques together and he made kind of entertaining program for Western mind. So what I wanted to say is it is not working, okay? It will stay as entertainment because he mixed up too many techniques and the mind is just entertained.
Yes.
So what we actually are doing as an Ajis, because he has picked it up from Nyasa. Nyasa is the old way of different types of traveling through the body. You can travel through the physical body, breath, heartbeat, you know, whatever else like that. It used to be called Nyasa. And he somehow mixed up all these techniques. So most of modern people don't understand that it doesn't work. It's merely entertainment for those Western people. So we need to split it back in the original Nyasas.
Yes.
So we will start in very simple things, but you will realize that it's very hard to do. What is the story about? You are lying on your back and you relax whole entire full physical body, but your mind gets certain technique to repeat. And at the beginning it will be quite easy because it will be new for the mind. But then later on it will become extremely difficult because the mind starts to be tired of it and starts to create all kind of projections and all kind of adventure because it's bored, or you'll be sleeping. So there are these two obstacles, thinking and sleeping. So let us not talk so much about it. Let's just do. So what we will need is that I will see you laying on your back.
Okay.
And on the floor,
Okay.
better than on the bed, which is warm. And I will be telling you what to do, and you shall record it, because then you will be using it 2 times a day. It will be, you will see, it will be very difficult for your mind, but this is what we have to do. We simply said, you have your intelligence and you have your mind.
Yes.
The mind is kind of virus. It is created to tame your intelligence. It is created to master your intelligence. This is the nature of the mind. So most of people, they are victims of their own mind. The intelligence is in shackles, well, is in a prison. And what we will do is we will be working with the willpower to master back the mind. So simply through your willpower, by your intelligence, because it is connected, you will be saying the mind what to do. And the mind will try to refuse work. It will start to sleep, it will start to think, and you will force it, come back, start again, force it, start again, start again. By the time the mind give up. Okay, so this is the how it works. So it's a cycle, a procedure. As any other technique, like you might be sitting in the technique and call it meditation technique, but we have to start on laying on your back. Because if you are not successful on your back, there is waste of time trying sitting. Honestly, you know, people think they can somehow go shortcut. Don't hurry. Try go in a very patient way, traditionally, as a small child. Forget everything what you know, forget all your attainments. Let us start from the beginning. And you will see, you will deepen so much everything what you have learned until today. So let us prepare that posture on your back. So get it ready.
On the floor, correct?
On the floor, yeah.
Sure, I'll just get
I should see whole your body.
Yes.
And you have to hear me. And then I tell you to start the record.
Okay. Allow me just 1 minute to make the arrangements, Naji.
Okay, do it.
Sure. Thank you.
I will be watching these mountains you have behind yourself. Get yourself ready. Huh? I put some wood in the heater.
I will try to tilt this. So that. Oh. This works?
Okay, but we do it opposite. I have to keep your head.
Yes.
Yes. Never lay down your feet towards the people or holy place.
Sure.
So lay on your back. Okay. You should have it behind your head, so both of your ears are taking the sound the same. Like now, the left ear would take more. Okay, this is better. Try to make it in central.
Yes.
Okay, so push your recording button.
Yes, it is in recording.
So firstly, you need to separate your legs very wide. So bring your legs very wide separate, even more, as much, that might be it. And do not touch anything with your toes, that it doesn't bring new sensations. Okay, now it is nicely relaxed, your toes are in two sides. And then you separate your arms in the same angle as the legs are, palms upwards. Good enough. And you are sure with your head that it doesn't back bend, that your chin is a bit pushed towards your throat pit. And maybe you make the last adjustments about your pelvis or shoulder blades, simply that you are comfortable enough to switch off and do not move anymore. So make that switch off the red button. And try to give up the body. Make your exhale longer. So with every exhale, you're trying to be more and more relaxed. Using that exhale to go deeper and deeper to relaxation. Because more relaxed you become, more sensitive you can be. So try to dive inside your sensitivity. So you can be observing your body, nervous system, mind, yourself. So you certainly realize the heartbeat. And try to be aware of that heartbeat. Try to realize that that sound of the heartbeat is double stroke. It makes kind of tick. And there might be a lot of other sensations wherever inside the body nerve system. But now we take our thumbs and put them inside the fists. Your thumbs inside the fists. And make it unpleasant, very unpleasant tension. Create tension. And then make a fist on your legs too, with toes. So there are fists on the feet and on the hands. Inhale in the full capacity, slowly, but in absolute capacity. Hold the breath and lift up the arms and legs and the head above the ground, but 2 centimeters above. Very little. And now the body is shaking. Lift up all arms, all legs, go above the ground, your legs, that's it. And now it's shaking, it's unpleasant, and you slowly losing, no sounds, come down again, but very slowly, full control, no sounds, and totally relaxed. Make no more motion. And use that exhale again to dive deep down into sensitivity, perception of heartbeat, and observing all the time changing sensations within the body. And now I will stretch the fingers side, and also stretch the toes, that is very unpleasant. Open your mouth, get the tongue outside, contract all the muscles in the face, make it very unpleasant, very big tension. Very good. And now again slowly relaxing it. Slowly, slowly, no sounds, don't make any extra movements. Immediately dive inside the sensitivity. Prolong the exhale, double stroke of heartbeat. And observe the game of sensations. Some are gross, and some are subtle. Try to become aware of those very subtle sensations, hidden ones. With inhale, I will move my awareness to the heels. I feel how the heels touching the floor, and I can use exhale to release all the tension from that area. Continuing, moving my awareness to calves, in touch with the floor and release. Thighs, buttocks, a back, shoulder blades, shoulders, right arm, down to the back of the hand and tips of fingers, place of touch and relax it entirely. Now we work in the left one, left arm and hand. And the head. A thin layer. Now I feel hold that place of touch at once, from the heels to the head. A thin layer between the body and the earth, ground. And I will make the body melt, being absorbed. So the ground opens, and with every exhale, I'm diving my body deeper down. With every exhale, the body is falling lower inside the earth. Using the willpower, I do not let the mind sleep, and I do not let the mind think. Just dissolve, falling down with exhale. Soon or later, I will catch the mind that it is actually falling asleep or that it is thinking. So in a very patient mood, I start again from the heels. Let's start on the heels. Calves. Thighs. Buttocks. The back. Shoulder blades. Shoulders. Right arm and hand. left arm and hand. And the head. Now I feel the whole layer of touch, from the heels to the head, a thin layer. I surrender the body, melt it down. So the earth opens, and with every exhale, I'm diving deeper down. Longer I'm able to stay in this state of falling down, more advanced I am, then it means I have learned to relax entirely in being. That will help me to be very, very sensitive, because without relaxing, sensitivity cannot come. So that is the practice. You do it again and again. You will cut this later on your file. When you want to end it up, it's as good as an alarm clock. I mean, our recording maybe takes 10 minutes. So you set your alarm clock 11 minutes. Because 1 minute, you will be forced to do it by your will only. Once you'll be successful, maybe 2 days. Then you do 12 minutes. Once you'll be successful, you can go up to, And once you are successful more than 3 minutes, 5 minutes, really just falling down. The mind is not thinking, the mind is not sleeping. Then you know you can proceed for the next stage of this practice. When you want to go out of this laya state, move your awareness into right hand index finger. I'm aware of my right hand index finger. And I very gently moving with this finger. So I can feel how this finger is penetrating the air, very playfully in the air. And I will join the other fingers on my right hand. So I feel how the air is running in between my fingers, very full of awareness and gently. And I will join the left hand fingers, and I'm playing in the air, movement in the air. I will join my toes. Maybe these people in the space are feeling this perception of the air. Now I totally exhale, absolute exhale, emptiness, no breath. Extra exhale to push it, and slowly inhaling, but very slowly in full capacity, very slowly. Once you fill up the lungs entirely, absolute inhale, hold the breath, but swallow. So the tension goes down from the throat to the chest, and you can contract the middle muscle in your perineum without anus. And you hold the breath and try to relax in it. Relax the abdomen. Try to give up in that retention. Now extra inhale to open up and very slowly start exhaling. That beginning of exhalation has to be extremely controlled. Slow down the beginning. And again you go to that melting, relaxed mood. And then you can start moving more. Like when you wake up in the morning, slowly you can be moving with your limbs. So like this, we are ending up the practice and we use that state. So try to keep it. The sensitivity you have reached by the techniques, it should be used now. So it's not like the technique is finished when the technique is finished. Actually, the technique is just a tool. The technique is not the important thing. The state of mind, which is during the technique, or many times after the technique, that is actually what's going on. Now, that is the laya part. But we also want to learn to work with the breath. You are in very good body. You have very great dispositions. So we will go straight forward. We don't start in absolute beginnings as a therapeutical things. We start nicely, straightforward. So just to make sure that you feel it inside of your body, place your palms on the abdomen. Place your palms on the abdomen. You are aware of the anatomy of lungs, that you have the lower breath, middle breath maybe. Maybe not, maybe we talk this later. But what we will do now, I will totally exhale, so my abdomen is decreasing down towards the floor, absolute exhale. And then when I'm totally exhaled, I will extra exhale, like forceful exhale. Now I'm slowly inhaling, but only inside the lower lobes, which means the abdomen is expanding. So only the abdomen is going up. There has to be nothing in the chest, in the region, only abdomen. And it goes in the full big belly. So I need to see that your belly is growing up. And then hold the breath with expanded belly and relax in it. Inhale again into the abdomen, that extra inhale, forceful inhale, but it cannot be in the chest, it must be in the abdomen. And again, slowly we are exhaling, lowering the abdomen. So that is the basic movement. I believe it's pretty easy. I don't see from this angle so much your chest, but a little bit I do, so don't worry about it. Work on your abdomen, you feel it yourself. So there is absolutely nothing happening in your chest, only lower breath, just the abdomen. So while inhaling, the abdomen is rising up above the ceiling, towards the ceiling, and there is a small retention of breath, an extra inhale to push it. And then you are exhaling and you go into the emptiness. Now we will, when you exhale totally, contract the muscles towards the spine and bring the spine towards the floor. So it will make a movement with your pelvis and you are in a no breath. Then you extra exhale to open up and slowly starting inhalation again, abdominal is rising. So to repeat, I will totally exhale, contract the muscles to the spine, bring the spine towards the floor. So there's a movement of pelvis. Then you are in no breath. Extra exhale to open up. And very slowly start the beginning of inhale. Try to work on slowing down the beginning of inhale. And then you are inhaling naturally. And then you are pushing the muscles in the huge abdomen. I really need to see your big, like a pregnant belly, you know, big belly. And then there is a retention after inhale. Then you extra inhale in the abdomen. You are starting exhalation. You have to slow down the beginning of exhalation. This is very important what I'm saying. This is why we are learning it at the beginning. Slow down the beginning of exhalation. There must be absolute control. Then you get into very relaxed natural exhalation. And then at the end, you are contracting the muscles and totally push off the air, getting the muscles towards the spine, spine towards the floor, movement of pelvis, no breath. Extra exhale to open up. And again, very slowly going into the inhale. Then natural inhale. And then push out the muscles. Big belly. Hold the breath. extra inhale in the abdomen. Now slow down the beginning of exhale. Slow down. Then you get it natural. And then you make it pushed by the muscles until the emptiness, muscles towards the spine, spine towards the floor, pelvis movement. And extra exhale again. Do you get it? Okay, you have recorded, so then you can work on it. Every little word I'm telling you is absolute crucial. These are the basics of success of pranayama. If you don't learn this, you never can be successful. So work on this. And now a big condition, make it as slow as you can. Compete with your own self. And another crucial thing, you must feel heartbeat all the time. So that is the first technique. I let you a few minutes practice. Did you get it? In case you don't, okay, this is a good sign. You put a thumb up, I know you are with me. In case you need to repeat, make some kind of gesture, no problem, I will repeat. You are breathing very fast. Breathe 3 times slower. I can see it on the video. Much more slow. Try to use less muscles. Don't forget the muscles are in the last stage of inhale. And the muscles are at the last stage of exhale. It's kind of 3 stages. Well, slowing down, natural, and then push. If you'll be pushing too much, you'll be very tired. And it is even harmful. So do it the way I have told you. And drink some water. So you will have a time to work on this 2 times a day. 2 times a day you do asana. After asana, you are doing that laya according the record, and then you start practice breaths. But this is only one, we do more. Place your palms on your tits, on your, how it's called, nipples. And now we will be breathing in the middle breath, so without the abdomen actually. Total exhale, you can even contract the lower abdomen a little bit, and inhale into the chest against the palms, so the chest is expanding nicely, but the abdomen is not moving. Okay, now exhale and the chest goes down. Okay, I think you have it nicely split. I believe there's no movement. Now bring the back of your hands in the armpits. Yes, you can do this way, or you can do right to right, left to left. Both is okay. Yeah, you will find out one of it will be more better for you. We have different bodies, so we cannot say one is right and right is wrong. Simply what works for you is right. And now try the same thing, but now try that thoracic breath, the middle breath, more into the sides. Because before it was high up, but now try more using the sides of your ribs. And still we are working in the chest only, so there is absolutely nothing happening in the abdomen. And now you are aware that you have to focus breathing up and into the sides, that it's not, cannot be only up. Later we will learn much more, but this is a good beginning. Place left palm on the belly button and right palm on the chest. And now keep the practice in the middle breath, up and side, but you have to have no movement under your left palm. You have to be absolutely sure there's nothing happening in the abdomen. That is thoracic breath itself. And now we will put the same conditions again, like before. So start the beginning of exhale very, very slowly. Slow down the beginning of exhale. Then come to the natural state of exhale, and then use the muscles between vertebrae, all thoracic muscles, push out the air, totally push the lungs in a very unpleasant, absolute emptiness. And then you make extra exhale, and very slowly starting inhale, very slowly, that is crucial, more slow. Then that's natural inhale, and then there is a push of muscles, absolute expansion of the middle lobes. Hold the breath. Extra inhale in the chest. Be sure the extra exhale is not too clavicular. No, it's something else. It must be just to the chest itself. And all the time, nothing is happening under the left hand. Nothing is happening in the abdomen, just the chest. You got it? Just try to do it less slow. Especially the beginnings of inhale, beginnings of exhales. Don't forget that loose natural breath in the middle. And at the end, there is the muscle work. Absolute ending. And now, heartbeat all the time. And do it as slow as you can. You see? Quite complicated too for the beginning. But without this mastery, there will never, ever be pranam. What books are telling, there is no pranam. Not at all. It's torn out of context, totally. Just the white people want to make money. Well, I was racist now. It was not white people who started. It was quite Indians who were stealing from traditions. Fat Indian philosophers killed the real yoga and created a rubbish modern yoga. So sad. So, you understood the technique? I don't have to observe your nose because you have a lot of time home. So here you have two techniques. And we make it even more complicated because you are, or we don't, no, because you are a very good aspirant. If you would be not so good aspirant, I might have a tendency to entertain you a bit more. But I will give you only these two techniques because I want you proof that you are the advanced aspirant. Doing simple things again and again is extremely hard for the mind. Well, so we have one laya technique, then we have one lower breath technique and one middle breath technique. Everything is recorded and you'll be working on it. Asana you'll do yourself. So forget it. Later you start again. Now sit up and we will talk a bit more. Are you aware of heartbeat?
Yes. Mostly sensation, but very few times it was listening also.
It is obvious that the heartbeat is one of the most gross sensation. Well,
yes,
extremely gross. If we don't mean a pain or some kind of itching in the blanket, then it is the most gross sensation as it is heartbeat. If we don't take a breath, yeah? So behind the breath, heartbeat. This is why. So what is that man on the right side of your ear? There's a man with the, is it your father?
No, these are just quotes.
The right one, I know that Tibetan.
Warren Buffett and Dalai Lama.
Well, who is the on the right?
This is Warren Buffett, the American
Buffett.
investor. Yes,
It's kind of, it's some kind of rich man.
Yeah, he's an American investor of the Wall Street. He made lots of money.
You worship him?
No, he says that if you don't want, I mean, these are just quotations. I also have got an entire setup over here, which is more like a small temple.
Ah, gee. But you know, having Dalai Lama, actually, he's kind of entertainer. Yeah, I would say Dalai Lama is used to be. Now he's too old, but he used to be a good spiritual entertainer. But he helped a lot of people to think about their values of life. I don't consider his teaching being actually too advanced. It's very philosophical, but it helped a lot of people to think of values of life. So I'm not so happy to see these two guys next to each other, you know, like that craving, hungry money Buffett one should be much lower than Dalai Lama. But otherwise, okay, no problem. That is your room.
Then I have this is an empty page.
That's the best. That's the best.
So the idea is that this is where we have to reach.
Yes. Just
no line, nothing written on it. The plain slate.
Yes, that is called shunyata avastha.
Yes.
But only path of unmani goes there. There is no way to emptiness if you will be not able to stop the mind. Emptying the mind, you know, is very important. Anyway, now, look, I've been talking a lot. So now I believe that always before we meet, you will have some preparation and you will have maybe a few questions. Some questions might be related to the practice, because if there are no such questions related to practice, I'm quite sure you are not doing it. And believe me, I have very interesting life I can do instead of sitting with a computer with you. So practice seriously and search the little things that are unclear so we can discuss them a bit. And if I don't know, I will frankly tell you, my brother, I don't know. You are the young one, you discover it now for both of us. So we see. Anyway, now it's your turn. So if there are things you're interested in, go ahead.
Okay. Regarding the heart, so usually I have a sensation in the center of my chest that maybe this is a center or something where everything are meeting together. But it takes time, let's say 10-15 minutes more into meditation, and then the heartbeat starts being heard in the ears. But it's very few, like 4 or 5 times I hear it, and then the brain starts thinking, is it lub dub dub dub? And then as and when the thinking begins, the sound goes off. Apart from that sound, so there are 3 levels I can say. First is just a concentration in the center of the chest. Second is feeling here that there is some dhab 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 dhab, or just the sensation. And third is the one where in the ears I can listen to it, but it happens very rarely. The third one. Ideally, when I breathe also, a center of heart, I can say that sensation that something is here, something is bound here, that remains. But when I put in some conscious looking at it, then it appears that, okay, there is that physical sensation. But to listen, it takes a lot of time.
Right. So firstly, you have to learn to put questions. Yes. So learn to make very clear questions without going too much in explanation of your experience or of your ideas. So okay. From the old school, I am representing the old school simply. Huh? So if you talk like this, we don't consider that being a right way of questioning, because you're trying to push your answers and ideas inside of your question. Okay. So that would not be considered being advanced. So the advanced man can ask straightforward, using as little words as possible in very clear question, like crystal clear. We're not avoid something. So you haven't even had a question. But I know what you're trying to talk about. You put up certain subject. Well, can you hear me? It seems you've frozen. Are you frozen? Probably. Okay, so we try to refresh it somehow. I don't know how. Are you with me? Yes.
Yes, I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay. It's somehow frozen.
Straightforward.
Easy. So you understood my points. Yeah. If you want to be considered as the advanced thinker, as a more advanced student, you have to learn questioning much better way than you have performed. And try to do not push your ideas in your questioning, because that is somehow not the way. But I take it that you put some subject on, okay? Heartbeat subject and the different ways of perception of heartbeat. So in this point, we need to talk of sensitivity. Sensitivity, okay? Certain vibrations, we call that nada. Okay, nada. These vibrations, whatever it is, it can be all kind of very subtle things in the level of very, very subtle things, up to very gross things like a sound, you know, like the voice or singing or drumming or whatever. That also means nada. But from the yogic point of view, we always mean the subtle meaning. So heartbeat is one of the anahada nada. It is a natural thing. All of us have it. But until you perceive it in your chest, this is not advanced one. But still there are people who are not even able to feel it in the heart, like in the chest. So those who are not able to feel it in the chest, they are dumb. Simply, these people need therapy. There's something wrong in them. There's something disconnected. So feel the heartbeat in the chest is the first step that we can even talk about sensitivity. Look, heartbeat is everywhere inside of your body. Everywhere. Because there is a veins and little veins and there's blood. And of course that more trained sensitivity, which is connected to awareness, you have, more easy it is for you to feel heartbeat wherever you move. We will be doing these techniques with the shifting of the heartbeat sensations throughout the body. It is waiting us later on. So that is definitely subject that yoga is dealing with. And honestly, the heart as a pump is in the chest. Well, and also as some kind of a feeling of tension, like, oh, I'm suppressed by my emotions. So that is undoubtedly happening in the chest. We have all of us this experience. But please understand that what human called heart in relation to emotions is actually part of the mind. It is the mind. Yes. And the mind is also not in the brain. That is just a processor, which is working in it. So the whole mind is everywhere in the body, as well as the heartbeat is everywhere in the body, because the mind is internal body and the body is an external mind. It is homogeneous. You cannot really divide it. Philosophically, you can divide it, but practically, we know that it is more like idealistic talk than reality of control. And because we are focusing on control, we don't want to have idle talk. We want to talk what we are able to do and know the techniques how to reach it. And the rest, let the religious people, philosophers, what they talk as they want. But with me, we will always talk in a very practical way. Because what you are not able to embody, you should not talk. You should not talk, or
Yes.
especially if you are not asked for. So you will perceive heartbeat wherever in your body. That is one very important next step. Firstly, you feel it in heart, in the chest. Is the easier one. Later, we will be learning to feel it in the different places in the body. And there's a lot of techniques working with it. So we will go there. So don't worry, we'll go there. That sensation of heartbeat is very much used. It's one of the major, we could say we have a 4 of the group categories of tools how to work out with awareness. One is a physical body, one is breath, one is heartbeat, and one is memory in a way of sensations, samskara, you know, feelings, you know, this kind of manipulation. But this is the most advanced. Physical body, we have started.
Yes.
That is why that first laya is very much physical. You are simply learning to fully relax. Maybe you tell me, I know how to relax. No, give it time. Give it time. So the most important about what we are going to do, that you understand how it proceeds, is 4 times a year. Later on, 2 times a year. But now in your place, I do 2 times a year, but you'll be doing 4 times a year. You will start from the absolute beginning. This is what I'm teaching you, not to the absolute beginning, but it is the level where you are. Though you might think I'm so advanced, I can be monkey-like, but we have to start here. Because if we don't start here, you will be using you have your habits, you know, which are not really yogic habits. So we need to start in this point. Believe me, it will be not easy. Just do what I'm telling you. And we will work on it hard 2 times a day. Don't let the mind create reason why not do it. Or the kind of feeling, I don't have to do this. I'm good enough in it. I'm feeling everything what the guy wanted from me. Try to always dive deeper. Try to find out more sensations, more subtle things. So the process of nada, there is even the process nadanusandhana and so on. You know, when we are searching anahada nad within nadas themselves, I don't know how much you know about these things, but you have to start where we have started. Don't think too much advanced. You know, you have many years of life. So let us build the incredibly strong basement and pillars.
Yes.
And when we will do videos with each other, your phone will be switched off, all right?
Yes.
So then, yeah, you got it. You will be having instant awareness of heartbeat all the time. Now I'm talking to you in language which is not my native, and I feel heartbeat. I'm talking to you and I'm able to talk and I'm able to feel heartbeat at once. This split awareness happens later. You will have several layers of splitted awareness. So you will be able to witness the physical sensations. You will be able to witness heartbeat. You will be able to witness breath. You will be able to witness the nerve system sensations. And even maybe there's some intellectual or whatever comes at once. But such a complete awareness needs to be reached by continuous practice. It's not normal. Rarely human born with some kind of advanced awareness. This is very rare. So we don't try to think we are those ones. Let us start in very, very right way. So that is about a heartbeat. We will work on it. It will be getting more and more sensitive, and you will be very easily feeling heartbeat wherever inside of your body. Because you put this subject on, next video I will teach you some technique working with heartbeat. All right?
Yes.
But laying on your back first. As I said before, if you're not able master on the back, sorry, The chapter of sitting meditation techniques, it must wait. So that's it. What you might be observing once we are talking of heartbeat is when your awareness works, does it faster your heartbeat, or does it slow down your heartbeat, or you have a feeling no changes? So that is my question, which tells me again a lot about what's going on inside of you. So when you are trying to focus, work with the heartbeat, for example, when we do those breath techniques, I told you should feel a heartbeat all the time. So once you're trying it, does the heartbeat faster or slower? That is important. Or it's stable. These are totally three different things.
I think at this stage, it is with the breath. So if the exhalation or inhalation is at a slower rate, then ideally the heart appears to me that it is slowing down. But
Very
I
good.
have
So
but
very
if
good.
it is a forceful exhalation, then it suddenly jumps, and again it is that unrhythmic chaos.
Yeah, very good. So that is a good sign. Well, that is a good sign, because people whose awareness is not prepared yet, whose mind is too wild, it is opposite. Once they're trying to focus on the heartbeat, it is fastering. But when it is slowing, it is good sign. Fine. Okay, so heartbeat is in whole your body. You will be perceiving your heartbeat instantly and all the time, because it is quite a gross sensation. There are much more subtle sensations. Once your awareness will be developing more and more, this is very easy to attain. The instant awareness of heartbeat is very easy to attain. That is very gross level of yoga, actually. But for the beings who live in society, it might sound very advanced, but it's actually not. It's quite easy. So we will get there very soon. Very easy.
Okay. Now, do we breathe normally in this manner? Like, do we say that this is the ideal way of breathing, or we breathe in that manner just for the practice duration, and then we come back to the normal breathing that we used to breathe?
So, well, one thing is a physical body. One thing is a nerve system. Well, even that breath is related to the muscles. We call them like breathing muscles, you know. You can make them tired very easily if you are practicing in not a correct way, especially if you are forcing the breath in out. As I told you, the muscles must come in the third stage, not before, but otherwise it doesn't work well. So simply, what is natural for you today, that it doesn't mean that it is your potential breath. It is just your actual breath.
Yes.
So our actual breath is very much conditioned of our physical body, nerve system, mind stuff. Okay. It's very much conditioned by it. And the whole science of pranayama is actually slowly, by the continuous practice, learning the physical body, nerve system, mind to change the pattern of the breath by the continuous repetition. So what is very artificial today, it seems to be so artificial, this kind of what I'm teaching you. But this is only because you have not embodied it yet. You didn't become it. Once you slowly, in a very gentle way, in the length of time, get there, what is today a breath of practice will be your natural breath. This is how pranayama works. So until it becomes in a certain level, I'm not saying that it must have to be perfect, not at all. 4 times a year, you will start again and again. You will go to the absolute beginning 4 times a year. Again, starting this, what we have been learning today.
Yes.
So today it seems to be unnatural because you are not good at it, because you are not embodying it, because you are not connected to it yet. But once you become it, naturally, it's very easy. So then, and what is today for you extreme will be normal. And so don't think your actual breath is naturally, potentially correct, because it is not so. So now your breath is the result of your mental and emotional situation, but we need to change it so you can use your breath to actually influence your nerve system and the mind, you know, like vice versa. You understand that the nerve system is working. I have some kind of idea. I move my hand towards the guy and I'm touching him. And once the touch happens, it comes back to me. Well, so we have to say the nerve system is going on the both sides. And like this, we are using that reversal. So we are by manipulation of breath, we are actually mastering the nerve system. And once you will be not able, you know, honestly said, you do physical practices of the Hatha Yoga, you will reveal your nerve system. Otherwise you will not, because your nerve system will not reveal. If you will be not searching, if you will be not pushing that nerve system, if you will not be trying, where are the edges, where can I, how it actually works in a good or even in unpleasant, because a lot of things, whole Hatha Yoga is an extremely unpleasant thing, to be honest. Now it's pleasant because you do things that you like, but once we push things that you don't like, it will be so unpleasant you have no idea. So then simply your nerve system will reveal during the practice of asana, shatkarma, you know, and those kind of very beginning stages. So nerve system will reveal. So you will be more aware of function of your nerve system. Where are the limits? How does it feel when you push the limits? Or how does it feel when it is like this or like that? And then slowly you become more mastering your nerve system. It's about forbearance. Forbearance is an extremely important virtue of Hatha Yoga. Okay. And the forbearance is very much based also on tapasya. So don't think that tapasya is not part of it. Of course it is. You saw me, we met not long ago, huh? I was so cold. It was so cold place, that Prayagraj, so cold. Didn't have blankets enough, didn't have dress enough, you know, and it was quite difficult to go through. Yeah. But we need to understand that it's the whole subject of tapasya, that you should not do things that harm the body. You could say I got cold. Yes. That means I was pushing myself too much. Because the result was harmed health. Such a tapasya is very unintelligent. We should never practice tapasya and end up in the disharmony of the body or mind. But in my case here, there was a particular purpose, because once you are a white guy in between the Indian yogis, you have to do at least 2 times better than they do. Otherwise, they don't take you serious enough, you know. Anyway. So, I think you got your answer. There are books and books written about the breath and written about the heartbeat, but I want just to take the important things, because the rest would be waste of time. You are the intelligent man. I think the important things has been said, and that would be just talking, which I don't want. So something else coming up?
No.
Okay. So you observe sometime these things, practice serious, write down the questions, right?
Yes.
And still I want to tell you some more things, because we are at the beginning. It is very important to realize you are very much depending on your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch. And you have to realize that whatever you bring in presence, you will find in future. Is this clear for you? Like that the presence is creating future?
Transitioning into it, yes.
Yeah, because some people think the future is predestined, and you are actually not having influence too much. Okay, these are certain religions think this way. We yogis definitely don't think this. We really believe that the presents are creating future in a very big percentage, but there is that karmic percentage which some patterns of your future are predestined, because these are patterns of your body, patterns of your mind, you know, that are creating potential disharmonies which you will be facing however you live in your presence. So we cannot say that the presence is absolutely creating future. That would be also nonsense. So, but can we actually change that is given to our future? Not much. It has been already done. So that can be accepted and we can prepare for it. More advanced personality you are, easier you go through. Because you're more advanced, simple like that. A bigger human you are, so the big humans, they can go quite easy through a lot of struggling, physical, mental, emotional, whatever. And the weak people, they cannot go through, and they're creating more and more trouble. Yeah, is it clear? So,
yes.
All right. So, but we can still focus on the presence very much, and you need to protect your presence. So once you cannot change what is already given to future from your, what you have already done simply. So we cannot take it back. But what we can do is change the presence, and we can protect the presence. So the presence is coming inside of your mind and creating future through the sense organs. So this is why it is so important to think of your sense organs. So think of your eyes, what you are using your eyes for. So first stop watching any movies, any newspapers, stop your eye business. Stop it. Because that's a huge channel. What is coming inside? Fear, violence, sexual perversion, you know, a lot of things. Because medias are working with it. Watch the medias. It's full of violence and sexual perversion. It's so much there. It's a bit less in India with sexual perversion, but then there are other kind of religious concepts and a lot of brainwashing nonsense, you know. So just switch off the medias. Your life as a student, they want you repeat what they tell you anyway. They don't want so much that you talk about what is happening in politics, and they don't want this. So you don't have to observe the medias. If your work, if your study would be, if you would be studying politology, I cannot tell you don't observe medias, because in politology you have to be all the time aware what these sick people are saying, what these sick people are doing, but you are not in the position. So observing medias harming you greatly. Switch it off totally. TV, movies, newspaper, even the books. Why should you read a story of different men, which is actually not true? Don't live other men's lives. You need to live your ones. So switch off your eyes. Don't watch. Don't read. And try to make your eyes with beautiful things. Focus on beauty. Natural beauty, natural colors, beauty. Watch a beauty of the world, because the world is also full of ugly things. You are choosing what you are searching. So focus on beauty. Flowers, animals, beautiful things, you know. And try to also be as much as in green as possible. Try to really, your eyes, there's a lot of spectrum of light, and you need to give the best you can. So always think, is this good to eat by my eyes? Do I want to eat it by my eyes? Yeah. So go green, go nature, watch beautiful things, and give up all the rest. Because it is so much influencing you, though you might not be aware of it, but it does. Second thing, your ears. Stop listening nonsense. Switch off the stupid people. Stop meeting them. Go away. Just it is you who is choosing who you are in company. So search saints, search holy men, search divine people, very humble, but not humble. When we say humble, sometimes people, am I humble? Usually people say I'm arrogant, but it's just power, because they feel the power, so they're scared of power, so they create their stand, they say he's arrogant. But humbleness is something else. The humbleness doesn't mean that I don't want your eyes. Humbleness doesn't mean that I don't speak my opinion. That is not humbleness. People are abusing these words,
Yes.
So anyway, be aware what you do by your ears. Listen divine. Yes. Listen such a things that are long-term, which are not in the matter of time of society or culture or religion or nation or all this nonsense. It doesn't exist. You understand? Borders are artificial. Nations are artificial. Yes. Language is artificial. Religion is artificial. All this. Yes. Why I talk so straightforward for you? Because you lived in theocracy. Your country is full theocracy. You have to get out of that.
Yes.
Because as a real spirituality. Okay. So eyes and ears, beware. The nose, nice smell, a flower, beautiful things, not perfumes and horrible smell of the city. Again, go to the nature, smell beautiful things. And beware what and who you touch. Okay. Try to stay away of touch. Don't touch. Touching is entrance in your body. You are eating those people. Don't touch people. Don't touch female. Don't touch no one, even male. Don't touch them. Do you think they are pure holy men? These you can touch. These you can touch. Touch their feet, But the rest, stay away of touch. Touch is the very, very danger way. Okay. And also beware of sexuality. It's very dangerous. I think you told me you are celibate, so that is very good for you. Don't masturbate. Don't do it, right? Okay, take a shower, do other techniques. I show you Ulta Sadhana techniques, the reverse flow of things. I know you are a young guy. I remember myself. I've been spending so much time on my head and shoulders just because I didn't want to lose that sperm and it was boiling in me. So what to do? We have to do some techniques with it. I'm aware. I'm not just telling you, force it, restrain. It is evil, it's danger. I'm saying it's danger. But I'm not telling you it's impure. I'm just telling you, don't lose that potential. Don't waste with it. Let us study the spiritual way of using.
Yes.
So with touch, this kind of thing is related. And now be aware of your speech. What you're actually saying. Be very aware of it, because by that you are creating a lot of troubles. So try to observe the world, but try to speak much less about it. Is somebody asking you? Speak. But how we speak when somebody asks us? We answer in general way. For most of people, it's enough. Their questioning is ended. So you don't waste your time. They ask you in general way, you answered in general way. Do they investigate more? Okay, then you answer further, but don't try to answer at the beginning. It would be just the ego matter. So, you know what I mean? Try to answer only when you have to answer, and try to answer in a shallow, general way that they give up, that you get out of them. Don't try to be teacher. Don't try to change things. Let things be and focus on yourself. Okay. And then the last we talk will be what you eat. It's very important. And also some kind of lifestyle, So try to wake up before the sun.
Okay.
Okay, that is one of the points. Then you do some morning rituals, which definitely mean drink half a liter of warm water.
Okay.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Clean your tongue with scraper, and you also can work on milking it.
Okay.
But don't push too much that your root of tongue is not painful. But try to get as much juice in your mouth, so it is a good purification, and it's also prolonging the tongue, which will be needed later for particular mudra. So stimulation of the saliva things, scraping the tongue, washing, use the powders, not the foams.
Okay.
It's very easy in India. There are very good quality powders for washing the teeth. Okay. And not the foams. And then after your mouth is clean, then you will drink half liter of warm water, not cold, not hot. And you learn to drink half liter at once. And you have to put there some sweetener. The honey in India is horribly wrong. It is syrup. It's not honey. So if you don't live in Himalaya, don't have your beach. So we will use ghana, like this gur. The best gur. Yeah, the best, this dark natural sugar, the best quality. And you put a nice piece, no little, bigger piece, a lot of quite sugar, in your drink in the morning with warm water. You learn to drink it at once. It is very good for peristaltics of your stomach and very good for the livers and brain, the fast sugars. And you will go to take a bath, as cold shower as you can. I know that it's a bit hard in India because everything is too warm, but simply as cold as you can. And there is a particular way. You might be using the Indian way bucket, or you are using modern shower. What do you use?
I prefer bucket because that helps me regulate the temperature of the body.
Absolutely, that is the right way. Okay, so use the bucket, and we pour the cold water on the feet first.
Okay.
Then we start right leg from down to up. And we do 3 times to 5 times, 3 times is enough. 3 times, yeah? Right leg from down to up, outwardly, external part. Then we do right leg inwardly, left leg exwardly, left inwardly. You understand my funny English?
From the front and the back.
No, from the external, like my leg, and I do this side first, 3 times with both, and then the inner, and then the left. Okay. Sorry for my English, but I'm trying the best I can. So we do legs, then we do pelvis from front and from the back, then we do arm 3 times with cold, we do left, then we do face, then we do behind the head, then we do the chest, then we do abdomen, then we do the back. We are not doing the head, and we are not doing the lower back. Okay, these two needs all the energy. So we are not putting cold water over. Okay, so you have visitor. And
so, how do we clean the head and the lower back then?
We don't have to do it in a cold one. You can do it with warm one, washing your, just when we do this process in ancient time, there used to be mantras, which I don't know, because obviously, this birth I take out of India. So there were mantras in every part that I told you. They were chanting mantra and pouring water over. So once you do this, you have some towel, hard towel, you know, something which will make your bloodstream nicely. Yeah? So you scrub your body a bit that the blood running. After you do this, you will do Kapalbhati sets.
Okay.
Now you do what you know. We will not do it today, next time. I will teach you many types of Kapalbhati. So do what you know, Kapalbhati, 3-5 rounds. In case you practice Agnisar and Auli, you know, you can do, or we do it later together. After you do this, you start to do asana. And now we need to see how to proceed with the asana. Okay. You are aware of gunas? Well, you know some knowledge about the gunas. So in case that you are tamasic in the morning, you are lazy, you are some kind of, well, I don't want to wake up, I don't feel to do sadhana. You start asana a bit dynamic. Okay. And then simply you go against your feelings. You do opposite. So are you tired and you feel lazy? You do much more and dynamic. Okay. You never allow the mind. Yeah, we do always contra. Okay. And then slowly you start practice in a slow motion of asana. And then we do laya, and then we do pranayama. Okay? If you wake up and you are very rajasic, you are unstable, your mind wants to go out doing things, you know. So you start a bit dynamic, but very, very, as soon as possible, you go in the very slow asana and you do a very, very slow motion and things. And if you are sattvic, we will be, but we will, once you'll be advanced, once your body will be cooked, once you will have advanced body and you feel sattvic in the morning, you don't do any asana. You just do sitting asana. You know, we have the 5-6 major sitting postures. But in this point, until you become that diamond body, which is very strong, very flexible and so on, we will be practicing even if you are sattvic. But you'll be staying in postures a long time. Yeah, you'll be in a sattvic mood. So don't harm the sattvic mood in some kind of very dynamic processes. But you understand that it can be very physically difficult for your muscles. You can be in some position and stay in it and focus on the breath in the two possible. According the movement or relaxing one. You understand? Right? So according your guna mood in the morning, you choose a particular medicine, your attitude. So it's not always the same, but you don't allow the mind being tamasic and rajasic. So we are using those techniques to be sattvic. We know that it is not enough. Even sattvic is a trap. We know it. But at this point, we want to be sattvic. Focus on sattva. Don't focus on some kind of nirguna ideas, you know, it's waste of time. Sattva, 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 sattva. In all the levels. Good. So this is clear. And then after we do pranam, we take some fruit juices. Just do not mix the fruit. Only one kind of fruit. Every day different. And as many variety as you can. And don't drink 2 deciliters. Drink half liter. Until you feel some kind of unpleasant, like, I don't want anymore. It happens. Naturally, you drink that juices and organic, the best, you know, simple like that. It takes about 30 minutes, 40 minutes to digest these juices. In case that you are in hurry in the morning, you can drink those juices before you go laya. After asana, you drink the juice, then you go laya. If you are a bit in a hurry, it influences laya. It will influence it, you know, because the sugar comes to the mind. But if you are in hurry, you have to go to school, you have to travel somewhere, do it that way. In case you are not in a hurry at all, then simply after pranayama you drink, then you wait until it digests. Let's say, I don't know, 45 minutes, you know. If you eat free banana, free 5 banana, then you have to wait 1 hour because it digests more slow. Okay? In your case, all the fruits are very suitable, but one kind, no mixing it, just one kind. Every day different, we said everything. Once this digests, then we will go to eat some kind of porridge.
Okay.
You will need to expand your awareness about this. Because in India, this awareness is very low. You know, usually porridge out of oats, you know, dalia, you know, and you know very few things. But you have to understand that there is much more. I am not so much aware what you can get, but I will tell you and you'll try to get it, and then you see. So that things that are out of wheat are there are not so much, they're not the best. The best is buckwheat, millet, amaranth, chirok. I don't know how to say in English even chirok. Corn, rice. Okay, I probably forgot something. So these are things that are easy to digest, and they give a lot of power as like starches.
Okay.
We need starch in the morning because we want strong body, we want energy. So, and you are quite slim boy as I am, and you know, we need some muscles, because if we do a lot of sadhana and we will not have starches enough and proteins enough, we will be eating our own body, you know, you end up very weak, you know, so that is not a way. And you will use some spices in that porridge. In India, many types, you know, the green cardamom, black cardamom. There is this kind of badian, and there is I don't know what, clove and anise, and there's so much. Just you have to want to inquire. Well, so this you put. You don't use milk; you use only water.
Okay.
And then you will use some strong blender, so you can make a natural drink out of nuts or out of seeds.
Okay.
But always you use only one nut kind or seed kind, every day different, and you always soak it overnight.
Okay.
So you soak it, the seeds or the nuts, overnight. It will expand, and it will be much easier to digest, and it will have a lot of enzymes awaken and so on. You know, I don't want to explain now the scientific story of it because I don't even know, but it's very healthy. So like this, you will have this natural non-milk, because it's non-milk, it's from the natural, every day different, maybe half a liter, or 2-3 liters at least. And then you have this porridge with spice, and that is your breakfast. No fruits, no dried fruits, no sugar, you know, just like this, every day different. Maybe at the beginning you will feel like, what, it is untasty. You make it liquidy, don't eat it solidified. It needs to be liquidy, that you are able somehow to drink the porridge. And by the time your tongue become much more sensitive, so you start to feel, and you have to chew it, bring saliva into it. So like this is yogi eating. Morning is a porridge of different kind, every day different porridge, every day different nuts or seeds soaked overnight, and every day different spices. Because all of it is a source of minerals, and different types of minerals, different types of amino acids and whatever, you know, and amino acids. And so that is the breakfast. You eat. I would still take a bit, but exactly on that you stop it. Never overeat. We always eat. I would take a bit more, but I will not. To be a yogi means all the time of being a bit hungry. I'm serious. It is like that. And it is also with the worldly things. You can see a lot of things in the world. I can do this pleasure, that pleasure, this nice taste, this nice sound. And we always choose a bit and enough. We don't go over. There must be that limit, that control. We are living playfully. We are singing, dancing, meeting people, you know, having fruit, life full of fruits. But we are not overeating by it. Simply, there is a certain way. The mind would like to take a bit more, and I stop it. So enjoy things in life, but always stop it before it comes to the peak. Never go over peak, never go on the peak. We always stop it, and that is called control. So then you need to digest this. So let's say you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you do your sadhana up to 7 o'clock in the morning. At 7 you take fruits, which means that porridge would be at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Then at about 11 or something, you might take some soup. That is very tasty, but you have to be careful. You know, very many times in India, it's not healthy at all. So healthy soup, the cooked vegetable, you know, something.
Yes.
One day, I believe you get to my ashram here in Europe, you see how we live, how we cook, you know, that it is quite easy. Just Indian people, you are extremely uneducated in nutrition and cooking. You are really bad in it. So that is why such many sick and fat people in India, it's pandemic, you know, you go really wrong way. And all this Ayurvedic business about the food, it's a big lie. It's a big lie. They just make business. It's not healthy at all, you know. So the best would be a soup. In case you cannot eat soup, you take some, I don't know, roti with something, you know, over. In your culture, there is not so much culture of spreads, like spreads that we are putting on the bakery in the West or that. So simply anything that you put in blender is a spread. If you take dal, any type of dal, and you mix it with blender, so there is not much liquid, and you spread it on your chapati, that's it. Okay. So well-cooked chapati, no oil, and a healthy dal. Healthy dal, not over-salted, not with the very bad oil, because India are using horrible oils. It is so dangerous, it's so unhealthy. Yeah. So careful of salt, careful of oils. But it can be tasteful. Spices, don't worry of spices. If you like it, eat spices. But less spices you use, more sensitive your tongue become. Yes. So it is very good to eat as little spices as possible. Eat by your intelligence, don't eat by your mouth. It's your addictions. Don't feed your addictions. So whatever you like as a taste is simply addiction. This is how it works. So Indian people want this kind of food, Italian people want this kind of food, but this is all addiction only, actually. So as a yogi, we eat to live. We eat to survive. We are focusing on our food because what I eat, I become. So do I want to eat processed oils and unhealthy salt and artificial coloring and all the horrible things? Of course not. Because I want to remain or be yogi in future. So there is some kind of a snack. Let's call it snack. Yeah, in between maybe 10:30, 10 o'clock. Because 8 o'clock we had 7 we had fruits. At 8 o'clock we had a porridge. Then 10 o'clock you have this kind of snack something. And again, you don't eat too much. You eat. And also if you are at the place where it's very hot, maybe you even bypass this one food because it's so hot. When it's cold, you need it. But when it's so hot, sometimes in India, you don't eat so often. But better is to eat less and more often. Then you eat 2 times a day and eating too much. This is not healthy at all.
Okay.
So then lunch, 12:30, 12, something like this. No problem Indian food, but try to eat only rice. Get away of chapati, because rice is very easy digest. You don't live in a Himalayan cave in a snow, so you don't need to worry about the rice. But there are much more side dishes than the rice. But this you will learn later. Let's make it easy. You take rice with some sabji and some dal. That's it. And every day different sabji and different dal. And be aware that the rice is not plastic. So then this is the lunch. And again, you might eat a bit more, but you will not. You will say this is enough, because I know there will be again food soon enough. So then in the afternoon, we will have only one more meal, maybe but no later than 6 o'clock. Even in India, when there is hot, sometimes there is light up till 10 o'clock in the evening, but do not eat after 6 o'clock. It is very strong. It is very strong tapasya, because everybody eating 11 o'clock in the evening in India, and socially it can be also very difficult. But try to go through, do not eat simply after 6 o'clock. And try to make your sadhana before, but that will be very difficult. So your sadhana would be 4 to 6, which probably your life will not allow you, because you want to do other things. So eat at 6 and then you do sadhana from 8 to 10 and you will sleep. Yeah, you will see. You sleep 8 hours. Don't be scared of sleeping 8 hours until you go to school, until you go to work, until you live a worldly life. Okay, give it 7.5. That you feel a bit ascetic, yeah. But until you need to fulfill your worldly duties, it would be very unwise to sleep too little. Or there is a way how to do, but then you have to sleep before lunch. There is because people do it wrong. They sleep after lunch, but this is not the right way. After lunch, you go for a walk, no sleep. So there are 2 ways how to do. You sleep 8 hours and then you have 1 full day, or you sleep less and then you go to sleep for 1 hour before lunch. So then you might sleep less in the night. But it depends very much on how you can do your life. And then in the evening, you probably eat something similar like to the lunch, something not fried, no microwave, no cooked, like semi-prepared meals, fast foods, no. Real healthy food. You are very young, and I will want to force you to practice a lot of asana and do a lot of physical things. I'll be pressing you that way. So that is why I want you to have also wholesome dinner, that you are not losing weight. I want muscles on your body. That is what I want. More strong body, more muscly body. And that is why we eat very wholesome dinners. Same like lunches. Well?
Yes.
So that's it for today. I think we've spent quite 2 hours, more than 2 hours on it. So that's about it. And when you feel, I already have some small results when laying on my back. I have some results with my pranayama practice, with asana. Traditionally, at least 21 days. This is, I know that you think it is too long. Yeah, 21 days is so long. It's not. Count it in 1 year, count it in 10 years, and we will not come back to it anymore. Only 4 times a year you come back to it. So you should practice 21 days. This is what we have learned. You have an open book in the asana field. There you can experiment, searching. But as I said, be aware you are not focusing on stretching only. There must be a lot of building muscle thing. And then we have the practice on the back 2 times a day, and we have the breath techniques 2 times a day. Okay? Yes. So We can meet before, if you want, for some kind of motivation or dealing with questions, or we can start asana practice when your these injuries you have will be in better conditions, maybe in 1 week or something, so you can contact me again.
Sure.
Okay, be strong, be strong. It is not too supportive for you, because traditionally it's quite simple. You meet me, I tell you, go with me. I catch your hand, I bring you in my ashram, and I teach you everything straightforward, day by day. If you don't wake up, I pour cold water on you, and you know what I mean? I'll be controlling you. Yes. But we cannot do this way, because you are in another part of the world than I am. So that requires much more willpower from your side, because I will not control you. It is in your hands. Be strong.
Yes.
But don't overstretch, don't overdo. Even your nerve system is a line that cannot be pushed in incredible levels. That forbearance and everything must be slowly, progressively trained. Okay. So don't be too hard on yourself, right?
Yes.
In a very clever way, don't be weak and don't be too hard. Mm-hmm. Continuous practice, and you will have a great result. And like this, every 2-3 weeks, we push you more further. Very soon you will be a great yogi. I will tell you everything I know. I will teach you everything I can do, right?
Yes.
Now remember what I tell you now. You will hate me. You understand? It's a matter of time. You will hate me, because I will touch your weaknesses and I squeeze you like lemon. But get ready for it, because when it comes, it might kill our relation from your side. I just do my work. My work is squeezing you. So remember what I'm telling you now. Once the kind of aversion comes, we have to talk about it. You have to ask me, why are you so radical? Why you talk harsh to me? Why you this? Why you that? You know what I mean? Don't swallow the things. We have to go through. Huh? And there is nothing we can talk about. Nothing, you know. You have some night pollutions. You have some crazy ideas. Is there violence? Is there sexuality? Anything comes, talk. Don't hide, ever. Nothing. I know this is part of the world. There is nothing taboo, right? So I wish you.
Thank you.
Okay. Today I talked a lot, but that's because we've had a first proper time. I know I didn't give you too much of space, but what would you talking of me? Your mind would be talking, your ego would be talking. Why should I be interested in it? Okay. Aadesh.
Aadesh.